Welcome to Parker's Peace in Cambridge. We've got some problems going on in Cambridge. What has happened? There's been a removal of advocating Maritime Roman Catholics of Indian Church Common Law. It's been replaced by Aleister Crowley's Book of the Law. I think they're trying to channel Crowley, actually. There's a few artifacts that have turned up in Mill Road Cemetery particularly, which may well have been somewhere Crowley haunted when he was here. We know how significant he has been in the American administrations and how much he influences all these Masonic occultists. And of course in Cambridge there are 17 lodges. That's just Lacey walking in the background. Oh. And 17 lodges, you're bound to have a lot of basement areas that are a bit damp, full of poisonous rats, as you'd expect. Really? And it's been a problem in Cambridge for a long, long time. The priory that used to be in Beach Road, about 1200, was taken down by the local population because of what the monks were doing in the basement. Lucifer in the basement, God on the ground floor. You're terrible people, you're sinners, pay us money. And then they were doing all the things they were telling the congregation they're not allowed to do, of course, with some nuns that were just down the road in East Road here. So it's always been present in Cambridge. And of course, the putting the dukedom onto the city seemed to give a green light to all those dark, corrupt elements which have expanded. Along with the two cases you could look up, which would be Winter Comfort, a scam, whereby they learnt all the names and addresses of everybody using drugs in Cambridge, all the people that were dealing independently, and then took that over. I think the drug dealers in Cambridge have egg on hats these days. That's allegedly, of course, but I'm quite certain of it. Then the other case to look up is Keith Laverack. He was the head of social services for Cambridge County Council and ran a paedophile ring. He went to prison for 18 years, but those that were going raping the children over a number of years, hundreds of victims, were policemen, teachers, doctors, lawyers, civil servants, all the Masonic gang. None of them were charged, none of them were prosecuted. Plus, of course, the cheese monkeys, as I call them, people who worked in those orphanages, homes, and rehabilitation centres for children, which of course knew what was going on, said nothing, took their money, put it in their pocket, and kept their mouths shut. Cheese monkeys. There's a lot of them here. The housing department, particularly, after the leader of the council some years ago tried to sell off the housing stock and had a referendum, and he spent £10 million. That must have been a big fat brown envelope. He spent £10 million giving every tenant a video and a colour brochure and all this kind of thing, trying to say, well, we should sell the housing stock to a private corporation. And 70-odd% came back and said no. So after that, they decided to only employ narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths in the housing departments in Cambridge City Council. So you get fobbed off, you get ignored, you get avoided, but they never do the work they're paid to do. And just as far as I can tell, do as much as possible to do absolutely nothing in their so-called working life. Well, these psychopathic bloodlines like acronyms, don't they? So, come on then, bring me the ball. Come on. So here's two acronyms for you. LETORI. LETORI. That stands for Luciferian Eugenicist, Terrorist, occultists, robbers, and yahoos. Luciferian terrorists, Luciferian eugenicists, rather, terrorists, occultists, robbers, and yahoos. And they are, of course, gravel, which is greedy robbers, abusive bullies, and evil liars. When you look at Grenfell, and you understand that 200 other towers have been prepared like this, and the fire service have been programmed like this, and you look at the actual buildings and you find all the stairways are only about 2 people wide. They've all been built like this originally. So this is a long-form occult plan, and probably in tune with the Agenda 21 of Kissinger, of course. You know, kill off 90% of the planet. And they're having a good go at it in the Middle East, aren't they? But I think that's about rare elements that they found there, and they're going to steal them instead of buying them and doing business with the countries. They just march in there, kill everybody, and steal what they want. But then Dragon Court and Guelph, with the sub-district of City London, America, and the fiefdom Israel, they've always had the agenda of robbery, murder, mass murder, and enslavement. That's been the history of this country and its bloody empire. And the bloody tower with all the booty from people they've murdered and robbed. I think they're just disgusting. Just disgusting creatures. But then if you allow psychopathic bloodlines to remain in charge of things, you're just inviting more and more of the same. I mean, half of austerity is to kill off the poor, kill off the elderly, kill off the disabled, kill off as many as they can. I mean, someone like Ian Duncroft-Smith, who says, you know, here's the poorest people in the country, and we'll take their money away for, I don't know, maybe 6 weeks, maybe 6 months, and then they have to pay it back at 40% of what they get, whatever they're paid in the interest period. It's just madness. It's just a nasty madness. And typical of Scotia Rite Scottish Freemasons to come up with something like that. It's what you expect, isn't it? You know, just vileness. Yes, miserable, vile, greedy, as I say, gravel. Greedy robbers, abusive bullies, and evil liars. And of course, Letori, Luciferian, eugenicist, space, terrorist, occultist, robbers, and yahoos. They're disgusting. Just disgusting creatures. What can you say there?